The Glover Park Community Garden Association started around 1939, and then it slowly grew to become a victory garden in 1942 when the U.S. was at war, and it became essential for the folks that lived in the area here to grow their own vegetables as they were not able to purchase these things in the grocery store at that time.
We really want to respect the intent, the original intent of this garden, which was a victory garden during World War II. And we just think that's kind of amazing because it's almost, we're using it that way again now with food shortages potentially at the grocery stores, and we think it's exciting to carry on that tradition for the people who have been here before us and gotten through rough times and to see better days. You know? So hopefully they're not looking down on us saying, "Oh God, what are you guys doing?"
My fingernails have not been cleaned since early March probably. They're the opposite of French nails. I don't know what you would call them, but well, you'd call them dirty. That's all.
I got a lot of vegetables, especially squash. The biggest one that I harvested, I think it was 42 pounds. I had to bring it home in a cart because it was so heavy I couldn't just carry it by myself.
I think I'm the oldest gardener here too in age, heading for 90, the big one. I'm still out here, so I guess the good Lord's looking after me a little bit. Either that or he's getting even with me.
It seems like everyone wants to get back into the garden, regardless of the virus and the situation that we have in front of us. They all want to get back into the garden. They want a garden. They don't want to lose their gardens. It's become a more and more valuable commodity, both from a growing perspective for fresh vegetables and sustainability, as it is emotional as well.
For physical and mental benefits, I have really enjoyed coming to the garden. I would not be very happy without the garden. This arrows coming here has helped me to manage the separation from my grandson. This is my destination on a daily basis. I don't think I've missed a day since COVID hit and since we've been self-quarantined. And a lot of times I'm here twice a day.
The timing's been interesting with the COVID-19 going on because this has really been our escape during this time. It's a great place to come and have fresh air, sunshine, get some exercise, digging and pushing the wheelbarrow around. And at the same time having some connection with our neighbors and other people as well. But we all have our social distancing with our little cages here, 25 by 25 foot cage.
Who needs a gym? You just get a baby.
We don't really care what we grow. It's just kind of fun experiencing it.
Maybe grow some baby food. Grow our own peas.
Yeah.
Carrots. Whatever it is you want to eat.
Okay, and their onions all
What are
the
you
way.
planting in here?
Green beans. I will never buy another potato from a supermarket. They all have to come from here because it just changes. To taste the earth, to taste the richness of the soil and what you're consuming, you can find that anywhere in a supermarket.
Try not to listen to them.
In a weird way, coming here kind of makes you escape and forget what's going on around you. This has definitely been one of the few options we have left to spend time outside of our home. So depending on how long this goes on, we'll continue to be out here as long as we can.
I haven't heard of anyone in the garden having caught the virus, thankfully.
Yeah, I wanted to, all sickness can go because this sickness is very difficult. Nobody can go funeral, nobody can do nothing, nobody can come see the dead body. It's so scary die. I'm thinking myself.
You're going to put some more tomatoes here on the bottom?
Yeah, I'm going to put some zucchinis and whatever I got left over, I'm going to stick in there. You know, we went through lots of these things before. The flus and the rabbit tularemia, rabbit fever back in the 20s. And man, I remember all kinds of disasters. I'm not a doomsayer. I figure if it gets you, it gets you. Enough of us survive to procreate, I guess. But no, I don't get uptight about it. I got my mask here in case I go to the store. I put it on because normally I wouldn't. And as soon as this craziness ends, it's going into trash.
Having a baby during the pandemic is strangely a bright spot for us because it allowed us to spend time together as a family quietly. Do you disagree? You don't disagree, do you? Get to know this little guy.
So it's been great. That's been our hobby. That's been our new skill, is just learning to become parents during a pandemic.
Doesn't get any fresher than this. Someone was throwing this away at work, and so I've rescued this from the trash can, but it struck out to me because it's an S and an A for Steve and Alvin. That's our garden. So we'll put it right here, and it fits perfectly. We both grew up as children with our hands in the dirt, and my father had a garden, and I've just always loved to plant. And up until we had this, we live in an urban area, we have a balcony, but this is really the backyard we don't have in a lot of ways.
It's a place of peace. It's an opportunity to connect and reconnect with the earth and what life really should be about. And that is making sure that we're taking care of the earth, and in turn the earth will take care of us. And I think this is the evidence that if we put in a little bit of work, that happens.
I'm a dirty guy. I like to get my hands in the dirt.
They're just old big boy tomatoes. Been growing them now for a long time. So I stick with them. Better the devil you know. That's what I always say. I don't know, I've always liked farming and gardening and working in the soil and outdoors in the woods and hunting and fishing and chasing girls and drinking. All the good stuff in life, and the bad stuff.
My refrigerator is full to capacity. As a matter of fact, when all this hoarding took place, I didn't have to hoard anything because I had been hoarding the year round anyway. So I got the supply in my refrigerator, which is probably good for about 3 more months.
Would you like to come with me while I pull up a carrot, the first carrot? Okay, the very first carrot. My grandson worked with me the first 2 years. He loved to hunt for worms, but of course with COVID, he's not here this year. So I miss him. Okay, you ready? Here are some carrots. Hey Drew, see them? 3 carrots. I'm on FaceTime with Drew, my grandson, every day, so he can see how things are growing. Did you see how I made straw bale gardens, since you're not here to play in the straw? There's a little tomato and 2 Asian eggplants.
I've always loved nature, and I wanted to teach Ella about nature and get to enjoy the fruits of your labor of working hard in the yard and growing things. So to get Ella interested, what did we grow last year? What kinds of vegetables? Pumpkins. Not going to do that again.
There's no place on earth that brings more peace, at least to me, than being here, right in here where I am.
I love my garden. I want it and make it, enjoy it. And vegetable, I give it to my friend. Everybody, whoever asks me, I give it to them. And I enjoy that.
I think he's really curious. We're so excited. We've been, since the minute he was born, we've been, showing him the garden, showing him everything in the natural world as much as we can with social distancing. I mean, one of the things we've really thought about with the pandemic, with the social unrest, all the injustices that are now finally coming to light in a more obvious way, is that he will be hopefully born into a world that's more equitable. And so I want him to have it as diverse a diet as possible. So I want him seeing people of different colors and different nationalities. I want him eating different foods, the rainbow, the fruits and vegetables and all the healthy things. So, I want this kiddo to grow up to always be open-minded about the world around him.
The garden's a great place to see the diversity that the world has to offer. I mean, just in our little Victory Garden here, we have so many nationalities represented. We have so many plant species represented. We have bird species represented. We have so much diversity here. This is great. Yeah, he's not being raised in a sterile environment where it's only black and white. There's so much that's around here.
We're definitely very aware of racial injustices in the world, the pandemic, of course. We like to think we're making progress, and we have, but we still have a long way to go.
I'm feeling hopeful for the future. It is a time of big change. And I'm glad to be alive and see the change.
I don't worry anything. When I come in the garden, I working in the garden. So everything in my mind out, In the home, we are sitting down, watching TV, watching something and coming in, a lot of things in the mind, but not in the garden,
Oh, the night that Patty Murphy died, I never shall forget. We all got stinking drunk at night and some ain't sober yet. Oh, the only thing we did that night to fill our hearts with fear was take the ice from off the corpse and put it in our beer. Boom, 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 that's how we showed our respect for Patty Murphy. That's how we showed our honor and our pride. Boom, boom, boom. That's how
It's always a happy day. I can say one day is more happy than another one.
It's a year to year, your expectations, what's going to happen this year. But you prepare for the best and you go with nature. What nature gives you, you take.
There's nothing more hopeful than a seed, I think, because you look at this little tiny hard object and you can never imagine that could have so much life in it. And so this is our place of hope, and we get away from the craziness of the world here.
My days are numbered. See how long I can hang in there. I keep saying this is my last year. It's got to be my last year. But it never is. I keep one more good year. So I guess if I'm still alive and moving, I'll be up here next year again. See what happens.